3 dry seasons passed. The baobab where Amara once slept had cracked wider, its trunk now a broken cathedral letting moonlight pour through like spilled milk. The red beads she once wore in her braids had long since been replaced twice, but she still kept one, the brightest, threaded on a thin leather cord around her wrist. She was 8 now, taller, quieter. The kind of quiet that comes from carrying a secret the grown-ups smile at but never quite believe. They called it the lion dream. Her mother still kissed her forehead every night and whispered, "It was only a story the fear made." My heart. Her father still checked the perimeter of the compound twice before dark. The village children still begged her to tell it again, eyes wide, half hoping it was true, half afraid it might be. But Amara knew. She knew because every rainy season, when the grass grew so tall it touched the bellies of the clouds, something old and patient watched from the edge of the fields. Not close enough to frighten the goats. Not far enough to be imagination. Just there. One late afternoon in the 3rd October after the night in the hollow, the sky turned the color of bruised mangoes. A storm was coming fast, the kind that flattens maize and floods riverbeds in hours. Amara had been sent to bring the last of the guinea fowl inside. She was halfway across the millet field when the first fat drops hit her shoulders. Then she heard it. Not a roar. Not a growl. A single, low huff, the sound an old lion makes when he recognizes someone he once carried in his shadow. She froze. 50 meters away, half hidden by the swaying green wall, stood Kwevadis. He was thinner. The once golden mane was almost entirely silver now. Patchy in places where old wounds had never properly healed, one eye had clouded white. His left foreleg trembled slightly when he shifted weight. But those amber eyes, the ones that had stared down hyenas and made leopards remember better manners, still burned clear. Amara dropped the woven basket. Guinea fowl scattered in panic. She took one step. Then another. The lion did not move away. When she was close enough to smell the dust and dry blood on his coat, she stopped. Kwevadis lowered his great head until his muzzle was level with her chest. Rain began to fall in earnest, drumming on the leaves, turning the world to silver noise, very slowly. Amara raised her hand. She did not touch his mane this time. Instead she opened her palm and let the single red bead on its leather cord dangle in front of him. The old lion blinked once, slowly the way lions do when they are remembering. Then, with the gentleness of something that has killed everything it ever needed to kill, he pressed the flat of his forehead against her small open hand. Just once. Just long enough for her to feel the rough warmth of him, the slow thunder of a heart that had outlived its own pride. Lightning cracked overhead. When the flash faded, Kwevadis was already turning. He walked away through the storm, limping slightly on that ruined foreleg, silver mane plastered dark against his shoulders. He did not hurry. There was no need. Amara stood in the rain until she could no longer see him. When she finally walked home, soaked and shivering, her mother met her at the door with a blanket and worried scolding. "Did you see something out there?" her mother asked. Peering past her into the downpour, Amara looked back at the field. The tall grass was still moving in long, slow waves. As if something vast had just passed through it, she smiled a small secret. "Certain, yes," she said. "An old friend came to say goodbye." That night the storm raged until dawn. In the morning the guinea fowl were all accounted for, the maize was flattened but the granary was safe, and the river had not flooded the village. And on the far side of the millet field, beneath the cracked baobab, the villagers later found an enormous paw print pressed deep into the wet earth, already beginning to soften in the new sun. No one spoke of moving it. No one dared. They simply left it there. A quiet monument. A final sentence in the old language. And somewhere beyond the next ridge, beneath a fever tree heavy with new green, an old lion lay down in the shade one last time. This time he did not get up. The wind moved through the grass. The savanna sighed once more. And the ancient conversation between people and lions finally fell silent, not with sadness, but with the peace of a promise kept. The end.